Alright, but yeah, I'm David here. Welcome to episode number 22 of Let's Talk Football here for, I guess, the 2022 season, ironic. And it is February 16th, 2023. And the season has come to an end. But, however, the offseason begins. And we are going to see where Aaron Rodgers lands are because, like I said to Chester the other day, the football talk on ESPN is not over until Aaron Rodgers signs or retires.
Yep.
Um, but let's see what happens with that. But for now, we are gonna, our usual thing. I'm gonna give our thoughts of the Super Bowl 57, which was crazy, and the aftermath was crazy. The holding call was crazy. Just everything about it was crazy. A very great game, which I am, pleased that it was a. I guess you could say a classic game because that's what we were hoping for at the very least. It just unfortunately people were so mad at the end that pretty much banged their TVs, especially in Philly. Um,
Yeah.
but
I saw one of the videos. That guy went
yeah,
insane.
Oh yeah,
So, so crazy.
yeah. I love watching those videos just to see people. I don't know. This is crazy. There's others. Honestly, there's other sports that you can watch if your team stinks. Unless if your team has history, but or you have other teams you can root to. It like just I don't know. It's crazy. Um, But I just want to thank everybody that has watched the show. I did this show because I want to have fun. I want to cover this sport, get into it, um, and it's honestly, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Willis because he actually gave me an idea to do this channel, and without him, I probably wouldn't have done this or maybe done something different. So shout out to him. Um, and he just recently came back. Well, part of the Rent Room staff now. So congratulations to Mr. Willis on that, and give many credits to him on giving me the idea to do this channel for the sport audience out there. This is the only beginning. I'm going to continue to make progress, and like I said, there's going to be changes to this in the future. I'm not sure if certain people are going to be back. Of course, you guys will, but um, just due to other things going on. But as for the game and also how I feel about it, um, we'll see how it goes. But I can tell you guys right now that this show is going to be great for you to guys to watch. We do this for fun. I think everybody can go here on that. We do this show for fun. This is not a business job. We just do this for fun for the football audience. And thank you guys so much who has tuned into this channel for the first time. Um, in this past first year of the football season, and this channel won't be dead for the rest of the year. Don't worry because we got baseball coming up. Spring training is starting as we speak, which we want to give our Dawson players to the people who have known um Mr. um Tim Mark McCarvier, who passed away today.
Tim McCarver.
So
Yeah. Hmm.
give our thoughts and prayers to him. Um, fortunate day for baseball, but we'll give our thoughts and prayers to those who knew him. And who, of course, covered the World Series with Joe Buck, and I think it's that as well. Um,
Yeah.
and um, so yeah, baseball is going to be part of this channel. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna try to see if we can work it out a good schedule for that as well. I might do that on I'm not quite sure what days we do that show, but maybe the same day as football. I don't know, but we'll see. Um, because I want to balance it out. Plus, I might get a job in the near future. We'll see how it goes. We'll figure it out. Um, and as for the David Dawson Network, which is the main channel of this, I can tell you guys right now that these 22 episodes here will be encores on that channel starting next week. So stay tuned for information about that. I will probably post a schedule on it for the 22 shows soon, but starting on February 21st of next week, we'll be seeing in course of these shows on the David Dassey Network to have that channel have some content. And I'm pretty sure every episode is going to be at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. That will be up, so um, just get ready for that. I'm gonna get to Chester. First, what are your thoughts about this show here so far, and also about this season?
Well, this season was pretty great so far. I mean, sure, there's a lot of teams that you expect to win didn't make the playoffs, like the Packers, but
Mm.
all in all, I mean, it was great. The Dallas Cowboys had a great run, even though they blew it in the playoffs against the 49ers, who really didn't have a star quarterback or an experienced
Yeah,
quarterback, But
I
Yep.
hopefully
mean,
next year.
espe- especially in the next game the 49ers played. I mean, that was just nuts. Nobody
Yeah.
like they ran out quarterbacks. They were all injured in that game, which was crazy. But continue on.
Yeah, Trey Lance has decided not to work on his throwing mechanics in the offseason, which, you know, to me shows a sign of laziness. I mean, you want to improve to be you're a number one draft pick. There's a lot of expectations on you, and you don't want to improve your game. That's a lot of red flags to me.
Yeah, yeah. What are your thoughts, Brendan, about the show here so far, along with the season?
I mean, despite this season, with the Broncos, not doing well that year, with Russell, yeah, from being a Seahawk for 10 plus seasons, and get on to the Broncos, not his year, for this season itself, and the coach as well, Nathaniel Hackett, of all people, that, oh my God, he was not good. But I will say, though, for that offseason, thank God we had a former Saints head coach, one Sean Payton. It might lead them to a better next season. We'll see what happens. Who knows? To have
Hmm.
with John Payton, to get Russell Wilson have a better season that he had in this one, basically. And we'll have to wait and see what happens, with the Broncos, and only time will tell on that.
And as for me, this year has been, you know, one of the most, craziest for me. But I mean, yes, the Patriots were one game shy of going to the playoffs, but it's just unfortunately the the Bills were hungry, a lot of emotions in that game. The Patriots just couldn't get it done. But you know, there's changes are going to be made. Kraft has something planned. Belichick has something planned. They just got their own offensive cornerback. We will be different for the better as for the Patriots. And I mean, if they don't make it to playoffs next year, I'll be disappointed. But at the same time, I just want them to do well. And at least the Patriots had meaningful games this season, and that's all I care about is meaningful games at the end. Just gonna make it to the playoffs, but we'll see if the Patriots get better next year. Um, which of course their record this season was, if I um look it up here, uh was 8-9, so almost a 500 team, but that's better than nothing. Third place in their division. Um, but that in no, so that is a pretty tough division right there. The Bills. and the Dolphins. Like that is a very tough division. Even though the Jets are, I don't know what the heck is going on with the Jets, but two New York teams in there. Think about it, two New York teams. I mean, yes, Buffalo is different, but still, that's still a New York team. Two New York teams against one New England. Um, but you know, let's see what happens in 2023 to 2024 season. Um, let's see if Mac Jones are gonna come back healthy, save for um. I'm not sure what they're gonna do with Sappy, but I don't know. But I mean, he was pretty much sent to Vita. Um, and as for this, the season in general, we have a whole lot of historic moments. Of course, um, the Marhima situation, which still is being talked about to this day. We just saw his interview with um, uh, on GMA, and we'll see um what happens. I mean, the Marhima, which since we last spoke, um, he will be coming back to play.
Yeah.
And honestly, if still wants to continue his streams, I'd not blame him. Um, and that was some interesting interview with him and Michael Strahan on GMA. I would say that, but interesting. Um, and him coming back now. I mean, he has all the whole summer to recover, and I'm sure that the Bills will be happy to have him back. And we'll see what happens with him in his future, and see if he can make it, if that team can make it go back deeper in the playoffs like they were predicted at the beginning of this past season. But unfortunately, the emotions got to them, I think, with the media and all that stuff. Also, I want to give many thanks to Victor once again for helping this so out. Of course, he is going through a lot right now, and even with the sport as well. And I'm not sure if he's going to be back. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this program, but we wish him nothing but the best, and just want to thank him a lot once again for being part of this program. Won't be the same without him, but at the same time, if you guys want to still see more of him, he will be on the Popular Panel podcast, and we'll see what happens in the future. But right now, only time will tell. Um, so that's basically all I have to say here. I'm gonna take it over to Brandon to see what he has to cover here for this final episode.
You know, as mentioned, we all already know about the Super Bowl. That's already been talked about. So basically, again, that was we talked about earlier. This wasn't even matchup. It could go either way in this one. I mean, even though I didn't see it, but I heard that it was a good game nonetheless, despite the ending to the for the calls and all that, the bad ones to be honest. And the Eagles and it cost them in a heartbeat right there. And with that, with which is the Chiefs beating those Eagles 38-35, are now the new Super Bowl 57 champions.
Jalen Hurst was amazing in that game. I mean, even with the loss, he pretty much carried that team. And there's been talks that he could have actually been the MVP with the loss, but at the same time, that was a great, incredible performance by him. And same with both sides as well. Even though who knows what could have happened if it wasn't for that call with the holding, but which I'm still disappointed about. But I mean, at first I thought, the call was good because he was in the way, but at the same time, that should have never ended the game like that. Never. in
Yeah.
that moment that decided the game and went to the
Yep.
Chiefs. Um, Crazy things happened in that stadium. Y'all seen it, but that stuff never ended right there. I said this before to some folks. That was a cheap way to go out and win
Yep.
or lose. That was a cheap way on a field goal. We all remember the field goal that started the Patriots dynasty, but that was because that was different. With this, it was after a bad call.
Oh yeah.
Um, and just go out like that. I mean, yes, I am proud of my prediction for the um 38 prediction score for the Chiefs, but that should have never happened. That should have never happened. At the end, holding that call should have never happened because I honestly wish that would, went over to overtime, or at the very least, Fitty comes back and makes an amazing touchdown catch, and that would have been sweet. But I don't know. People say this game is scripted. Um, People just say, the refs, script this game. There's bias and everything. I actually want to hear Chester on this one because people are so mad, especially in Philly, that I think this game is scripted, and same with the sports channel like WWE.
I mean, I have no idea if it is scripted or not. I mean, a lot of, I mean, back then it didn't look. Back in the '90s, it didn't look scripted. The game was more
Mhm.
brutal back then. But nowadays, I don't know. With the way the game is played today, and the way that both defenses weren't stopping because the game was back
The
and
clock
forth.
again.
So yeah, I don't think it's rigged. I just think the game is more soft, is too
No.
soft, and I get it, because of the brain injuries and CTE. But I think the reason why the people fans are not watching as much is because there's a lot of and the game is played soft. You know, you can't
Yeah.
you can't hit like you used to. You can't get physical with the receivers like you used to. It's a whole different game than when legends like Steve Young, Dan Marino, Troy Aikman, Drew
Hmm.
Bledsoe, Brett Favre were playing. So that's my take on it.
Yeah.
I just think the game has become soft.
I can agree with that. I think Brandon can too.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Um, there was a lot of mixed emotions at the end. I mean, you know, and even the announcers were not happy about it. Um, but in Philly, they are talk about brutal fans. When they get mad, they get mad. It's nothing
Yeah.
like Boston or New York. They get
Mm-hmm.
mad. There's a little bit of a mix between Boston and New York, as you know, with Philly fans. But with Philly, when they get mad, they get mad.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So
they get extremely mad to the point where they smash their TVs.
Oh yes.
flipping
Oh
car,
my god.
flipping cars over.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
If you have a police scanner, there was police all over the place in Philly because of that. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't think it was a riot, but there have been riots back in the '90s where if a sports team lost or won, fans go bat shit insane. Excuse my
Yeah.
language.
yeah, and also, um, Philly. I mean, if people thought that this was the best time of the year to be a Philly fan, I don't know because they went to the World Series. They lost to Houston.
Ooh,
Uh,
go Astros!
yep, and
Mm-hmm.
I know people are confused with their Boston hat, but then again, um, they go to the Major League Soccer Cup and they lost that too. I forgot to what team, but I gotta check MOS. Was wasn't it Cincinnati? I think no, not Cincinnati. No, no. I think I'm going. I'm not in the right spot. I have to look back. Oh yeah, it was. Um, I think it was L.A. Of course. Um, I don't know. I have to look that there. But they lost in the Major League Soccer and now to Super Bowl. So basically, all three they lost in the big championship game in the World Series, the Major League Soccer, um, and Super Bowl. And honestly, I've been to Philly, but I mean, it's laughable and kind of like I don't know. I guess you could say feel bad a little bit for those fans because I don't know how a city can handle that, and I just don't know how to clear that thought that they actually lost the World Series, Major League Soccer, which, by the way, they lost those two sports in the same day, mind you. Um, and it was LA. It's just um in a shootout, I think, and they lost in the shootout, and now just yeah, they basically just lost in the Super Bowl like they lost in like crazy ways, and it's just hard to believe that Philly done
It's
that.
gonna be it's gonna be interesting about the 76ers.
How
Oh
are they
yeah.
doing?
I think they're pushing for a playoff run this year.
Hmm. So these, yeah. I mean, their record is 38-19. I mean, let me tell you. I mean, actually, I don't know about the NHL.
All the Philadelphia Flyers.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
let me
The
check.
Flyers. Eh, let me look.
They are 22-23-10.
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, continue, Brandon. I just have to get my
Uh,
Philly thoughts. Yeah.
but yeah. Again, it could have gone either way, but the better team was, even though it was a cheap way to win, but and the Eagles got the cost them in the end with those penalties, and with that against the Chiefs once again the Super Bowl 57 champions, and 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 again we'll conclude this season, the 2022 NFL season, and officially already into off-season mode right now. And for like news wise, we already know, this, even though it's not NFL news, but we know another one. The XFL is officially back.
Yep. And we got a franchise. Woohoo! The San Antonio Brahmas, baby. Named after the Rock's, tattoo.
Yes, indeed. Yep. I
I'm
mean,
thinking about doing a series on that, on the XFL, covering the Brahmas.
oh yeah,
The XFL? Huh.
Yeah.
yeah,
Spring football,
Yeah.
David.
yep.
Yeah. I have to look at to see what teams are from my area over there. Not sure who, but
I know they got a lot of. They got a. Let me see. I know that the XFL has to have a lot of teams this year because I remember In 2020, they didn't have that much teams.
Yep.
I actually how am I gonna make time to watch baseball? And plus, the baseball World Classic is coming up, Chester. So how am I gonna make room for that?
Oh yeah,
That is true.
How am I gonna make up for that, Chester? As for baseball in the XFL,
yeah.
how am I gonna make
All
it? How
I'm probably gonna just recap the game and talk shit on the team if they're sorry, but
Jeez, oh jeez.
they even have the USFL too. So
Oh
they
yeah,
got
yes, that's right. Yep, gonna be a little battle between the XFL and the USFL.
Yep. Continue on.
Yep, that's their competition right there. So, but yeah, where was I? Oh yes, we already know that the Las Vegas Raiders released Derek Carr though before the contract deadline, and the
damn.
veteran declined to waive his no trade clause just before more than the $40 million of his contract would have become guaranteed. But it's Tim Younger, the Cars agent, saying we wish the Raiders the best of luck. Then he also said, "This is the tough part of this is the tough part of this business. That's the point. It's just business." And time now to reset for both sides. Derek chooses to hold on to many good memories and friendships without any ill will. That's who he is, onward and upward. As such, Carr would who said in 2021 he would probably retire rather than play for a team other than the Raiders, hits the open market a month before the NFL started the NFL's new league year on March 15th. Raiders, who have only one quarterback under contract, which is Chase Garbers, are searching for a full-time starter at quarterback for the first time since Carr, who won the job as a rookie in 2014. Yeah, Josh McDaniels and general manager Dave Ziegler said in a joint statement that they have a lot of respect for Derek Carr and what he has meant to the Raiders organization for the last 9 years, and have done great things in the league. And they're thankful to have been able to work with him this past year. True professional, and appreciate his hard work and striving to produce the results we all desire. And of course, again, we wish Derek and his family all the best in the future.
I'm
And
gonna be
even
laughing.
though, yeah,
I'm gonna be laughing when a team picks him up and he comes back strong.
oh my God, yeah, oh man, but yeah, and it says per sources though, only one team was interested in a trade for Carr, and that team wanted him to take a pay cut. Carr turns 32 on March 28th, visited with the New Orleans Saints last week. And again, those sources may be true or not true. That doesn't mean it's official yet. All right, so basically, Carr still been on the Las Vegas roster Wednesday, his full 32.9 million salary for 2023 would have been become guaranteed, and as would 7.5 million of his 41.9 million salary for 2024. So by cutting him, the Raiders are off the hook for 40.4 million while taking a 5.6 million salary cap hit and freeing up 29.3 million in salary cap space. And yeah, Carr did, play for 6 head coaches in his 9 season with the Raiders: Dennis Allen, Tony Sparano, Jack Del Rio, John Gruden, yeah, Rich Bisaccia, We got M. McDaniels. He also had 5 offensive play callers: Greg Olson, Bill Musgrave, Todd Downing, and of course, again Gruden, Olson again, and McDaniels. Well, and we'll have to wait and see where Derek Carr goes and see what happens from here on out. All right. All right. So basically, another news we got the Bears. The Bears, the Chicago Bears, purchase of a 326-acre Arlington Park property official saying that the Bears took another step towards leaving Soldier Field on Wednesday when the team announced it is officially closed on its purchase of a 326-acre Arlington Park property. The latest milestone for the Bears was delivered in an open letter from the team's Twitter account. The Bears again stated that closing on a $197.2 million purchase does not guarantee the development of the team's plan for a dome stadium, where he also says finalizing the purchase does not guarantee the land will be developed, but it is an important next step in our ongoing evaluation of the opportunity. There's still a tremendous amount of due diligence work to be done to determine if constructing an enclosed state-of-the-art stadium and multi-purpose entertainment district is feasible. The team said the development in the suburban Arlington Heights, Illinois, could create more than 48,000 jobs and generate $9.4 billion in economic impact for the Chicagoland economy. The city of Chicago has made several attempts to keep the Bears at Soldier Field, where the team has played for the past 50 years, including its latest proposal to put a roof over the 61,500-seat stadium. In the office of Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who is running the re-election who cares about that part, but released a statement that said the Bears closure of the Arlington Park property has been anticipated for some time. I mean, we'll have to wait and see what happens, and even though Soldier Field and the mayor though wants to propose the dome for Soldier Field, I don't know. It could be interesting for that, but I just don't know. That's just the mayor's thing. Who knows? But again, we will have to wait. Again, we'll see what happens from there. Oh, and I think for this one, all right. Ooh, this is going to be a really good one. Why the future of the Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley era in New York is complicated. Oh man. So basically, they're trying to say, can the Giants bring back Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley? Basically, with it was the most important game for the past 6 seasons for the New York Giants. There was a running back, Saquon Barkley, dumping and windmilling his left arm to get the home crowd stoked for his quarterback during the Week 17 route of the Indianapolis Colts. Barkley was enjoying the moment as Daniel Jones was leaving the field to a standing ovation as the Giants clinched their first playoff bid since 2016. I mean, the Giants did it, basically, and then had the upset of the century of the Vikings, and then he came down to the Eagles. We already knew that was coming either way because they couldn't beat the Eagles. But basically, Barkley was enjoying basically Barkley was among the first to embrace the quarterback, one of his best friends on the team. They golfed together and vacationed together, most recently jetting to Miami for a quick getaway after the season. Together, Barkley and Jones have been through the NFL's abyss during a string of dreadful seasons when there seemed to be little hope for the floundering franchise. Now, what they had talked about and envisioned so many times during those years was becoming a reality. They finally were on the right side of things in that playoff clinching win. Barkley said of his on-field embrace with Jones, the emotional flowing because all the years of hard work were paying off. And he says this, I told him, I love you. And yeah, and he did. And it's gonna be we'll see what happens, with Barkley's future for New York in New York. Same with Jones. Only time will tell on that if they want to be in the Giants organization next season. And again, there's the draft coming up. We already know the offseason's already started, as mentioned earlier on the program. We will have to wait and see what happens from there. And I think that should do it, David.
Alrighty, so that's gonna be it for this semester of football. I'm gonna ask Chester, what is your experience like of being doing podcasts for the first time?
And I like it. It's a pretty good. It's a pretty good thing. I thought about doing one on my channel, but we'll see.
Hmm. Have you ever thought about doing something for like since you follow spring football? Have you ever thought of maybe doing that on your own or something?
Yeah, I've thought about it.
Hmm. Um, tell the people if they don't know about spring football, like tell them what to expect.
Well, with the XFL, it has 10 weeks. It's a 10-week schedule, and there's like 40. There's two divisions. We got a let's see. We got the South Division and the North Division. We For the North Division, the teams are the DC Defenders, Seattle Dragons, St. Louis Sea Battlehawks, my bad, Vegas Vipers, and then the South Division, you got Arlington Renegades, you got the Houston Roughnecks, and then Orlando has a team, and of course the San Antonio Brahmas. So this is a good. We hopefully the XFL can maintain stability because spring spring leagues that have really not really panned out, like the AAF, which ran out of money well into the season, and then Tom Dundon caused the league to fold. So that's what happened with the AEF. So right now, so far, we got the Indoor Football League and the USFL, which was a
Hmm.
long, which was around in the 80s but folded. So
Okay.
the NFL has pretty much has anything they could take from those teams, in terms of
Yeah.
talent. So I mean, if the NFL was smart, they would allow those leagues, either one of those leagues, to be a developmental league for future players. For
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah. Um. Alright, I think that's it. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you all next year. Until then, see you all later.
Bye bye.
Don't forget to subscribe to the David Dyson Network for great more content like this one.